Welcome back to the channel, and here we are again at the back end of yet another summer filled with loads of crazy adventures, missions, some wicked carp fishing. I just don't know where the time goes, but now we're in the first week of September. But look at this, still 30 odd degrees. It's like we've had a second summer. But yeah, I thought I'd come on here to recap a mission me and my good friend Lewis had in the months of June and July. Now this particular adventure we went on was something I've wanted to do now for a few years and I've never got round to doing it, which was catching my first ever river carp. Now this itch has been itching me now for the last few seasons, like I've said, and I've just never found the time to actually get out there and, you know, have a go for them. I've always found myself in a campaign or fishing the parks, or, you know, just not making the time, not really making the genuine time to go and actually try out for one of these river carp. Now this year I was going to dedicate my whole summer to catching my first ever river carp. Did I expect it to happen so quick? I'm not so sure, but what happened was a bit crazy, to be honest. So I think it's best to talk about the venue we chose to go and target these river carp. Now the venue we chose was none other than the famous Stratford-upon-Avon. Now if any of you are aware of Stratford, it's absolutely busy, it's rammed. It's full of tourists, bars, restaurants, you name it, Stratford's got it. But what Stratford does hold is one of the most beautiful stretches of River Avon I've ever seen. It's covered with lilies, cabbage patches, just all round like really healthy. The vegetation is, you know, something a big carp would thrive off. Now we can probably say the campaign started with how all campaigns do. A few walks up there, driving up there, having a little walk around, getting a feel for the place, and then came the baiting. Now we started actually baiting this campaign with just boilies.
It's that time of the week, fresh 5 kilo of boilie. Let's get them prepped for this week's session. First of all, just softening them up with some boiling water, then we're going to add the powders, the liquids, and hopefully take these baits to another level quicker.
We didn't know what the bream was going to be like, so we went in with 18mm boilies, you know, your standard approach. A lot of boilies, we baited quite heavy. I think we've done about 3 bait ups before our first session, and I think it's best actually to talk about the area we decided to bait. Now the area we decided to bait was, you've got a boat moorings. Now what I found with a lot of my canal fishing recently, over the last few years, a boat moorings is a very good place to hold carp. Now if you can't see carp or you're having trouble finding them, you've got to put yourself in with a chance on where they might be. Sometimes in fishing, we've all done it, we're all guilty of it, and we end up trying to second guess the carp, trying to second guess their location or where they're going to go. So we chose to bait this boat moorings, and that was really going to be our main place of attack for our first week on the river. Now we got down for our first session, I think it was the end of June.
You would not believe it's currently the 30th of June. It's absolutely freezing. I've got the stove on. Cold, mate.
You've got loads of hours of lightness, but we was only doing short overnighters as you know, we have other commitments to do, and you know, just overall busy life. So we was just doing overnighters. But everyone knows an overnighter in the summer is a very, very quick overnighter. So we were getting there at around 8 PM. I will say we were getting there at 8 PM, probably a little bit early for like what we say is a quick overnighter. But we wanted to, you know, experience Stratford. We wanted to try these nice restaurants, you know, make an occasion of it, make it like almost like a holiday feel.
Just dropped off at a lovely Greek takeaway. I've gone for a traditional spicy sausage wrap. And Lou's gone all out with a chicken kebab box meal thing. With salad. With salad. Proper food.
And then we make our way down to where we baited the boat moorings. Now, that first morning, Lou managed a cracking 18-pound pale carp. It wasn't your average pale carp though, it was full of wounds, scrapes, it had a massive tail, it was just a proper river carp.
What a cracking start to our river campaign on the Avon. Resulted in his first light bite. It was absolutely cracking with Avon Common. Happy days.
Pucker.
Got the campaign off to an absolute flyer. It's, you know, I really want a slice of this cake now after seeing that carp. It was one of the most beautiful carp. I think the videos and the photos don't actually do this fish justice. It was an absolute mega fish. So our campaign is off to an absolute flyer with Lou landing that 18-pound common. So with the first fish under our belt, we all know what that feeling's like. When you start a new campaign and you put that first carp on the bank on your first night, you're off to an absolute flyer. Your confidence is through the roof. And I think that first week we really thrived off that first capture, that first bit of confidence. Because the following night we've gone back down there again for another overnighter, and lightning struck twice and Lou landed another common.
Yeah. After our 2 weeks of baiting on the Warwickshire Raven, our first night produced a lovely common of 18 pounds. We had to blag another night and decided to get back down here. At 4 o'clock this morning, I was ripped off with this lovely dark Warwickshire Raven common. Okay.
Not as big this time, but the colours on him, it was like a, you know, a lovely golden black colour. It had little tiny mouth on him, you know, your typical river carp. You know, on the river, like we've said it, our whole campaign on there, size doesn't matter. Like these fish, they're nomadic, they're proper fish, and they're just beautiful. Every single one of them had the utmost respect, and it was just a mega time fishing for these carp. So lightning struck twice, like I've said, Lou's landed another one. Now I'm thinking now, when's it going to be my turn? Like my turn is probably just around the corner. I've just got to keep at it. Like as much as it's good seeing your mates catch fish, when you're putting all that effort in, you want to get in on the action as well, don't you? And my time was just around the corner. Our third session was probably one of the best mornings I've ever had in my carp fishing, you know, life. Like in my overall fishing life. That third morning just blew my mind. Everything like I thought river fishing was going to be, you know, maybe one bite a season, this just blew it out of the water. So that third session, the third morning, was we woke up to 2 nets propped up, 2 carp in one net, 1 in another net. We had a sling down the side. That morning, me and Lou managed to land 4 carp in an absolute hectic carnage. In the space of 2 hours, it was incredible. It was something you see on linear. Like, I'm not knocking linear, but I just never expected this to happen. It was amazing. You know, waking up, it's just utter carnage. So the first 2 I had was a lovely brace of commons.
What a way to kick off my little campaign on the river. What a morning's brace of carp. 2 small commons. You know this bigger out there. I'm absolutely fucking buzzing with these. Wow.
Like goldeny blacks again, you know, your typical like river carp, like thriving in this clear water. The colours of them all, little tiny mouths, big tails, just proper English carp. They were absolutely mega. Like I said, size did not matter for me at this moment. I'd had my first river carp and I braced it with another common. Absolutely mental. And whilst we're doing the photos, my rod's ripped back off on the spot and I've landed this upper double, like common.
God.
Now check him out for an angry male. He's tensing up like fuck now. Third fish of the session, and this one absolutely beasted me. What a river carp. This is what dreams are made of. This is why we come to the river. Wow.
It was just tensing up the whole time I had it on the bank. It was, again, a massive tail on him, tiny mouths. Like these fish were just so different, and like I said, everyone I gave the utmost respect. In my eyes, these were the proper, like these were the gems. These were, you know, the proper English carp that you read about and you see photos of. Like at this moment, I was like living out a little dream almost. It was crazy. Lou managed to get in on the action as well. He landed another common.
Another lovely Warwickshire Raven common on our third night, just about as we're about to pack away. Good colours on him. Happy days.
And it was just that morning, or that first week was just absolutely mega. absolutely mega. Like I could not have wished for anything in my wildest dreams for my first capture of a river carp to go down like that. It was crazy. So after that crazy morning, that brings us into July. And July turned out to be probably one of the wettest Julys we've ever had. It was just non-stop rain. And after that, like I said, all good things come to an end. And me and Lou actually ended up going on another, I think we'd done another 15 nights for nothing. We had the odd barbel, the odd chub, but we were there for the carp, and things got really difficult.
Welcome to our new little workshop. As you can see, there is bait everywhere. Luckily, Lou's got the space for this, because I tell you what, my mum and dad would not have this. Looks like you've had a busy day today, mate. What have you been up to? He's even gone and got himself a shiny new Burko as well, haven't you, mate?
Oh,
Really, a proper bit of kit now, missus. What have you been up to today then, mate?
I've been cooking the pigeon conditioner and the maize, as you can see. To be fair, I'm quite happy with our first batch. It's come out quite good, to be fair. Look.
It looks a bollocks, that does, mate.
So yeah, we're going to get this all put into the bucket now and get the second batch round ready for the bait up.
Good man. Tell you what, you wouldn't think it's middle of July now, would you? Absolutely torrential.
We ended up switching our bait in. We went in with massive beds of particles. We brought like a brand new shiny Burko. We were really putting in every bit of effort during July for absolutely no reward. The travel, the time, the sacrifice, the money. Like, we put every inch of what we had into this campaign during July, and 15 nights for absolutely nothing.
Right, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the swim that I've currently been baiting. As you can see, not a lot of room at all. Literal minimal kit. We've got a sleeping bag, mat as a pillow, rod bag, rods. They've had to go on a storm pole because I'm fishing. You've got a big set of pads here, so I can't really put a rod down there, so I've had to have both rods out in this water here. I've got one about here and one off his third drum, and that's what I've been baiting. Hasn't produced yet, but we're on a 10 night blank now, so touch wood we get some action soon, because this is becoming a very draining campaign now.
We ended up then going further upstream. You've got 8 miles, right, I will say this, you've got 8 miles in between lock to lock. So you've got, it's not a very high stock either, so the carp can travel an awful long way, which is going to involve, again, an awful lot of effort. So we ended up finding the carp a lot further downstream, and we managed to again then get back on the action and start catching them. But that just shows how far carp can travel and can move. And if you're not on them, you're not going to catch them, no matter how much effort you're putting in, no matter what rig or bait you're putting out. Like, location, like especially on a river, is just paramount. It's paramount in fishing anyway, but on a river, you could be so far away from catching a carp, and that really put it into perspective in my eyes how important location is. Because them 15 nights for nothing, you know, that's, I'm not sure how many people have done 15 nights for nothing, but it is so demoralising. You don't feel motivated, you're not enjoying your fishing. It's just, you know, it's not what you want to be doing. But we ended up finding the carp, like I said. We got back in the action.
Quite close to my hands. There we go.
pop-ups come off. That's absolutely nailed. I'll check him out for a little cool character. 16 night blanks. But today, we put an end to that and we put this little fella on the bank. By no means the biggest carp in the world. But I tell you what, this fish is going to do so much for my campaign now. It's relit my fire. I'm now full of confidence to keep going. I tell you what, before this fish, I felt like giving up. But this is just, put it into perspective, why we're here. And these crazy fish do it for me. Check him out. Look at the tail on him. Old gnarly dorsal fin. He's clearly been through the fucking war somewhere. Unbelievable. Little snowman, far margin, long length lead core leader, 4 ounce lead, and a take. Well, bloody hell, it almost dragged me rod in. But nah, I am made up with this one. Thank you very much. Oh, go and get your big brother, mate. Oh, that was a pleasure. Check him out. Thank you very much. Mega. It was just, you know, it was almost, other than July, it was what I call the perfect summer. It was great. We had barbecues, we had some lovely food, great laughs, great memories spent with each other, and it was just a cracking summer fishing. And I can't wait to get back into my river fishing next year. Well, we say next year, but I think we might go and have another go for them later on in the autumn, which is going to be another exciting campaign, which I'm buzzing for myself. Bigger weights, better condition, you know what autumn fishing's like, the big feed up. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here because we're going to do a part 2 when we go back down in the autumn for some more mega river carp fishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit different walking and talking with a selfie stick, but that was just a little recap of one of mine and Lewis's missions this year.